Danganronpa.
We're unmuted. Things down. Okay. I'm gonna check my bag one more time to see if I have the laptop cord. Otherwise, I don't think we're finishing the trial in 58 minutes. And that's if my computer gave me an accurate time for how...
Mario is playing Mario Galaxy, or takes one of our other games.
Yeah, it's just, takes us from being able to do this in 3 more streams to 4 more streams.
It'll be 3. We'll figure it out. 3,
Oh, then you
3 and a half.
better be ready for a long day next Saturday then, or
Can't
tomorrow
Saturday, we
night.
have the party.
Like, I'm your host, Luquette. With me, my lisp is back. With me, I played the game before. She hasn't. We're on the Chapter 5 trial. If audio is messy, it's because we're not in our normal setup, and we're also eating.
Near an air conditioner.
we're near an air conditioner. The microphone is not centered between us because that's where our food is, and I don't have anyone to tell me if the audio is good or not. But if you're listening to this, you can tell me if the audio is good or not. If you're listening in the future, you can tell me, but I can't do anything about it. Oh yeah, that's another way.
On my data, I turned my Wi-Fi off, so the Wi-Fi would be better for the stream, but it's not loading. My data's being stupid, so we can't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. It's fine.
Yeah.
Am I ready? Can we go?
In the previous episode, we were told that we have to investigate the murder of the mysterious masked woman who blew up in the garden. She had a knife in her chest. There's a bunch of wounds on her body, but they're several days old. She had a tattoo of a wolf on her hand.
Mudkip Italian Hoagie.
Mudkip Italian Hoagie is someone we learned about. The 16th student, hidden somewhere within the walls of the academy, the one they call the Ultimate Despair. Watch out for her! She seems to be our prime suspect because we found out that she was a member of Fenrir, a military group, and that all of them put a tattoo of a wolf somewhere on their body. Also, Kyoko was missing during the entire investigation, so most people were assuming that she was a dead woman, and then she showed up at the last minute, and everyone's like, what? And then she was like, this is gonna be the most important trial for me, and that's where we left off.
And can I start?
Yes.
Yay!
Let's get into it and try to see if we could do the whole trial in less than an hour. We can't, but we can try.
Do I have to
yeah,
set
check your
anything?
skills. I think we got new ones. Nope! We still didn't get any new skills.
So finish?
Yeah. I'm gonna try this blackened pepper from Popeyes. Blackened pepper!
Let's begin
Black...
with a basic
yeah, that.
explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can
So who do
figure
you
out
think who the
who
murderer
done
is?
it, then only they will receive
I don't
punishment.
know.
But
Who's she got?
if you pick the wrong
Mudkip
one,
Italian Hoagie.
Alright. Pretty
then
solid
I'll
guess.
punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to
Pull
you.
the stream on my phone so I can see.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Try some of your vision.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No,
Didn't
that's a
you catch
ghost!
all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because
Bro, she's not a ghost.
Seems like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
No.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of
Her trait?
One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her.
She doesn't have a tattoo. What is it? That's not one of the options.
Well, her. Where is her? Where does she not have a tattoo?
On her hand.
Which would have instead.
Oh, she has gloves. So is it that one?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That was a real panic.
I'm talking about her
I was
gloves.
like set, and then I didn't.
They'll
see
give
my
us some
answer.
insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me.
Welcome,
Apparently
Fate
you have
Coffee
scars on your hands
7087,
you don't
who
want
says
anyone
the
to
whole
see.
game is 24 hours long. Thank you. Fortunately, we're not trying to do the whole game, just one trial.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to. Alright, prove Kyoko's not a ghost.
She's not.
Yeah, but you have to prove it.
How? What one of these is it?
I don't know, I just love
That
this.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
No.
It's like the most intense part of the game.
Okay,
And we have to
then
start
prove it.
by proving
Prove
to
she's not a
Hero that
ghost.
Kyoko's not a
The
ghost.
dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
You know, yeah.
Sorry, I'm like
Kyoko
locked
there
in
is
right
just
now.
a ghost.
Wait,
Impossible.
I don't remember the button.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a
Let's see what
ghost.
happens.
One of the buttons is
The
an
dead
up
body
button.
wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No.
Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
But I found the button. Okay.
That
Kyoko then. Okay, then prove
The
it.
dead body
I
wasn't
think
wearing
that's why
gloves.
the
They
trials
got
usually
burnt up
open
in the
with this
explosion.
equipment like this so you can test all the
Then
controls.
she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse
Oh
is
my God.
absolutely Kyoko.
That's the one I
This
think
entire
it is.
discussion is idiotic.
There is a button to slow it down.
That
I don't know that
Kyoko
one.
there is
I
just
know,
a
speak
ghost.
up.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Oh.
Shoot!
What is it?
It's either not that weak point
That
or it's not
Kyoko
that.
there is just a ghost.
This?
Impossible.
How do I...
I think
Okay,
it's the,
then prove it.
one of the triggers
Prove
is
she's
on
not a
the-
ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
What the heck?
I
Then
think it is
she
that
was
one.
wearing gloves
What?
before
The
the
big
explosion.
thing.
Well, yeah,
Those are
she
two
must have been
different
wearing
ones.
gloves. Because that corpse is
So was it the
absolutely
one that I
Kyoko.
thought it was?
Yeah,
This entire discussion
With
is
fake
idiotic.
nails.
I think so.
Okay, so we're gonna have to redo it.
Yeah.
That
Kyoko there is. Okay, then prove
The
it.
dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
they got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
if I missed that, oh my goodness.
I thought you were gonna hit the purple thing.
Yeah.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails. Don't you think?
I don't know women's struggles.
I don't like the texture, the feeling of fake nails. I don't like nothing about them.
But would it be hard to wear gloves with fake nails?
I don't know. I don't know. I got them in the summer when I did.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thought?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so
I
then,
love this part.
who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Oh, it's hard to do my Makoto voice with chicken in my mouth. Everything starts from there.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Oh, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I have no thoughts. I don't
I
know.
wasn't paying attention. I was eating my Popeyes.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Oh, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
So keep it on the bullet that it is.
Oh, do you have the tattoo?
If Kyoko really is still alive,
That one?
then who died?
You can use the tattoo to identify.
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
Okay.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition,
I don't know.
and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I missed it.
If Kyoko really is,
Then who died?
There's gotta be some way... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I was so close.
If Kyoko really is,
Then who died?
There's gotta be some... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
It's literally
Well,
like
if we
right
can't
there.
identify the body...
then there's nothing else we can do,
I
right?
missed it again. I'm about to have to ask you to try.
Kyoko really is.
Then who died?
Use
Gotta
one
be...
of
I
each
don't
of
think
you.
so.
Yeah.
The face was... and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma... Oh, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Oh my god.
You can use the slowdown thing.
No, I want to get it.
If Kyoko
Alright.
really,
Then who died?
Like, it's so easy.
The face was scorched, and there wasn't any description. Oh, if we can't identify the body...
then there's nothing else we
Oh
can
my
do,
God.
right?
I'm gonna reach.
If Kyoko really is still,
Then who died?
There's gotta be... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Oh, if we can't identify the body...
Oh my god. Oh my.
Yay!
Ooh. Finally.
Also, as a
There
heads
was
up,
one clue left
there's
behind
going
that
to
we
be an
can use to
important
identify
choice
the
during
body.
this trial. When I tell you there's going to be a specific answer you need to press to get a secret thing,
Can you tell me?
I will
what I'm
tell you.
pressing?
Yeah, I will tell you.
Okay.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Oh my god.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
When you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should be unclear.
Huh? So what am I doing?
Find a piece of evidence that proves why we know the tattoo means she's Mukuro.
Because Kyoko told us.
No, Kyoko didn't tell us. She was missing the whole time. We learned it from her file that we found in Kyoko's room.
So, the Monokuma file?
No, not the Monokuma file. The file we found in her room.
Is that what it's called? Where is it?
Her
This?
profile, yeah. Where she
That's
failed her
Y
sex
or A?
class.
What do I press?
Y.
Okay.
I got it!
Yep.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad
Ah!
would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
In the wrong jar. Sorry, everyone. It turns out there's a Popeye's chicken in the school, and I grabbed some on my way to the trial.
What do I have to press?
I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know either. Oh.
Now I understand.
Are you okay?
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Dane's bond is stamina strong. Call the modulance. I love that meme so much, but I can never remember the correct way to say it when I want to say it.
Fenrir, the wolf of Raptor.
This makes it better.
It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Look at Coco being useful.
Oh, look at her go.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Woohoo, we finally get to see Toko use her talent.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Alright, now we know for sure who the victim is.
Wait,
Are you saying the
why
mastermind
did we
is
get
dead?
introduced to her
Now we
if she
have to
just
have a
died?
cool last trial?
Or what the fuck is the point in that? Like, that seems so stupid.
Yeah.
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
And pulled a little tricksy on you.
That's stupid.
But I mean,
Yeah.
being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
Except that she failed her sex
All it
class.
said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from... Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole
Italian
time?
hoagie.
And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
Why the fuck do we need her to make this one big deal about her if she just dies?
That is a good question to keep in mind.
You literally just said to ask you anything.
And you are asking the correct questions that we are trying to solve right now. That is,
So you can't tell me?
So you're saying she wasn't an important character?
That's rude.
Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Actually, you know what? No, Byakuya makes a good point. I can tell you that much, yeah. That she was introduced that way so that we think she's a big deal, but she's actually not a big deal. She's just the same as the rest of us.
Then who's the real mastermind?
Must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster.
That's rude.
We didn't get to know about her. She didn't get to be part of the beginning.
Yeah.
That's rude.
It's, Mukuro's so tragic.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family—
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder occurred that points straight into your big ol' brains.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then
Apologies
one
to
of us
anyone who
killed
can't
Mukuro?
read as fast as Rosie.
Wait, no! There's
I'm
a
so
chance
locked
that there's
into
some
this.
mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be 2 suspects.
This? Is it this one?
Wait, hold on. There's absolutely no reason for me to think that.
Why'd you make me
just
mess
there's
up?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
I messed up.
But now you're more in tune with Makoto, because you're both embarrassed.
No, that was me. Taking the chicken.
Okay.
But what is it? Please, I don't want to be wrong. Again, I don't want to be wrong again.
Well, Toko was...
Is it this?
Toko was with Byakuya, Hiro, and Hina all last night, so it couldn't be her. It couldn't be Toko.
Is it this?
Well, it's not Toko.
Is it this?
It's not Toko!
Why can't you tell me yes or no?
I am! It's not Toko!
Is it this?
That's not Toko!
You've narrowed
Why
it
couldn't you
down
tell me
to
yes or no?
Yoko and me.
Why are you
right?
like this?
I don't know!
I love you.
I love
Making
you
me
too.
use my damn brain. What the heck?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to
Oh, yeah, so
explain.
we can have some chicken.
Yay! And now you get to hear Byakuya explain something.
Just after
It's such a
nighttime
sexy
last
voice.
night, I went to the garden.
It's
So
not
I can
your
confirm
voice. It's not the same.
that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The 4 of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Whoa. Wrong button.
Exactly so.
Alright. So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko.
We did it.
And damn it! I can't let this stand! Somehow I have to clear my name!
Nope.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole
I
alibi
did have
thing.
like a fever last night and blacked out for a period.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10
I was
o'clock.
gonna move it back.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry,
my knees
I
hurt,
didn't know.
so I have to straighten.
You're good.
Oh my god! Ow.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
It's not your fault. I just need to straighten my bones.
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? When she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered?
I don't know. Is it 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
I got it!
Hell yeah.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left after... Oh my gosh, it's so hard to do with this with chicken in my mouth. Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was... Oh, yeah! Right around 7:30.
I wasn't trying to...
I remember checking right
Okay.
before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to
From the game, this is
7:30
too
a.m.
bad.
you don't have an alibi.
I can see that our microphone is picking it up, but I usually don't hear it when I listen back, like when I was listening to our last one. Okay, then it looks like something. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Alright. Let's prove that Mukuro died after we met up with Aoi.
So what do we have to do? What one?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night would be the time.
Okay, so was 7:30 the only thing to shoot there? Alright, then I'm not entirely sure what we need to do. Makoto
We've
was just going
established a
on there
time
about the
frame for the
sprinklers,
murder.
so,
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
sprinklers.
and 9 o'clock
Oh,
in the
we have to
morning.
disagree with Byakuya.
Yep,
He says,
and
he
Makoto
says
doesn't have an alibi for
the
most of
murder
that
had to
time.
have happened after
Yeah,
10
from
o'clock at
10
night.
o'clock.
But if the
7:30.
body...
That's
we
more
noticed
than
that the
enough
body
time
was
to commit
dry
murder, I
when we
should
were
think.
investigating it. Or
So,
more
Makoto,
specifically,
if you
we
have
noticed the
any
top was wet where
objections,
we
now
dumped a
would
bucket
be
of
the
water
time.
to put out the fire, but the bottom was dry. So
No,
if
the
this-
murder didn't happen.
We've established a time frame
yeah,
for the murder.
if the sprinklers went off,
It
the whole
took
body
place
would have
somewhere
been wet.
between 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent
She was
words!
with Byakuya, Hina, and Hiro the whole time.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean?
Very.
By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Yeah, are you denying her entire
Totally
existence?
Never.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
She's getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
So what do we have to prove here? Oh.
I
Rhythm
admit
game.
nothing. I hate you.
Why?
No! I don't know anything.
Yeah, Ada lock on why.
Hold on.
I don't remember what it is.
Are you trying to blame me?
Second.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me?
We should play more rhythm games.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything.
I know you're
Hold on.
into it.
Are you trying to blame me?
Sorry. I
How
was
can
very
you say it
disappointed.
wasn't the
Why?
sprinkler?
I
Okay.
pressed
This should
Y.
prove
I
it.
was pressing it.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know that it made you wait.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh,
Again,
sorry.
I've never
What
Just
actually
remember
played
what the
the
body
game.
was
I
like
said we gotta
after
play
the
more rhythm
explosion,
games. You're really good at
and you'll
that.
see why it
thank
wasn't
you.
the sprinklers.
Thank you.
The top half of the body was wet, yes,
We gotta get
but
rock
the bottom
band.
half
Sorry,
was
Hiro.
completely
No.
dry.
We gotta get.
Brother took my rock band.
Wait, we specifically have to get Guitar Hero World Tour 3. Specifically that one. 'Cause that was my childhood.
I think we specifically need to get Lego Rock Band because that was my childhood.
Why don't we get both?
Yes.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Damn.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water.
Yeah.
But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet,
Why is she so
then the murder must have taken place
He always stutters.
Was it her?
sometime after the
crazier than
sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Again, she was with Hiro, Byakuya, and Hina the whole time.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
I can't tell you that.
Are you
I can only tell you what you already know.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Mukuro's killer is...
Toko.
No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all, and as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
What do you think of that?
Huh. I don't. Huh. That's interesting.
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Certain something that the scene was used to cover the body? Could it have been...
The clock thing. Yeah. Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wrong button.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said.
So what are we arguing about?
We have to prove that Kyoko's wrong.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Remember, the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Miyaki even warned us not to touch it to avoid getting any blood on us.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Try that. No.
Shoot!
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, because it would have gotten dirty.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Oh boy, I'm already at 10% battery and I started at 80.
So nobody would know they used it.
X. Well, if the stream suddenly disappears, y'all know why. Maybe we can stream again tomorrow evening?
It would just, we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to keep trying here?
Yeah.
If they had,
We'll go into
they
my
would have
computer,
washed
guys.
both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
New stream challenge idea. Stream ends
More
when
than
my
that,
computer dies.
What if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Outros. You'll get one.
It actually sounds like a really fun challenge.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead.
Shout out to Hifumi! Still relevant!
That's not what happened this time.
No, he's not.
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
They got the blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean... what in the garden had blood in it?
I don't know.
You don't see anything in here that has blood in it?
This?
That's not in the garden, that was in the dojo.
Well, it's blood.
Yeah, but think about things that have blood in them.
The chickens?
Chickens do be having blood.
Is it the chickens? Look at we got low time. I can't even press it.
I know, I'm trying to.
Ah!
I got it! Could it have been...
I'm just gonna do this after every question.
What? Chicken blood?
Uh-oh, I wonder how this affects the recording. I'm gonna also stop and restart the recording right now.
When I checked the
just to
chicken
make sure.
coop before the
can't
murder,
without going over
there
the
were
computer.
5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying
We might lose
someone
some
killed
of the
the
recording
chicken and they
if
covered the body
dying
with its
messes
blood?
up the recording.
Man,
But that's fine.
that's messed up.
Killing a
someone's
living
in
thing
chat.
just to do something like that is awful.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
Oh, it's
I
Bubble
have to
Alley
agree,
says the
that
text is so
certainly is
tiny.
strange. Maybe they didn't apply the
Hi,
blood
Bubble
at the
Alley,
scene.
welcome. You're just in time for my
Maybe they
computer
covered
to
the
die.
curtain blood beforehand.
It's a new streaming challenge where we go until my laptop dies.
Beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait.
Device
no.
battery
The
3%.
hands through the neck hole, but the arms.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up.
Oh, apparently we also sound far away.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinkler, but the body